So, I love fishing. I used to go fishing in the nearby lake as a kid and would always do some surf fishing out on beach trips with my family, but as I've gotten older, I realized I haven't been able to find the time or money to fish. Even so, in any video game I've played over the years, if it has a fishing mechanic, I dedicate at least a couple hours to mastering it. I mean, I started playing old school RuneScape because of fishing, I chose the Rivers farm in Stardew Valley every time, and I keep a somewhat close eye on new fishing games whenever possible. About a week ago though, I thought to myself, what if I did a true fishing marathon? I mean, all I would have to do is buy a bunch of fishing games, and then I could... never mind. I guess another idea for the back burner. Or at least that's what I thought. Almost right on cue, I got a notification that my entire wishlist on Steam was on sale. So, I spent about $50 on literally any random fishing games I could find. Whether they were AFK corner of your screen games, in-depth RPGs that had been on my wishlist too long, or just entirely new games that somehow flew under my radar that looked amazing. So, I gave myself a date. 24 real-life hours, and my entire Steam family library. The only goal? As many fish as possible. Any good angler knows that fishing starts before the first cast. So like a true student of the craft, I had to find my rods, my bait, my pond, or lake, or river, or ocean. Point being, I needed to make a plan before anything else. First, I scoured my library for games to add to the FIG compendium. I was doing a general sweep and deciding to wait until later to weed out the ones that wouldn't serve the challenge well. Wait, the challenge? I still haven't even decided exactly what the challenge is. I mean, sure, I have 24 hours, but to do what? Catch the most fish? 100% the most games? No, I needed a real challenge. One that wasn't just a completely mindless grind. So, the true 24-hour fishing challenge was born. Catch as many unique fish in 24 hours as possible. For example, if I caught a smallmouth bass in one game, it wouldn't count in another. This forced me to immediately shift my thinking. I needed to find games that had lots of unique fish. I could leave the small fry to a game with an easy mechanic that was easy access and as little work as possible. Also, using existing save files feels like cheating. Alright, new rule. Any game played has to be started from a fresh save file and no cheat codes or glitches. That should be fine, right? Alright, I think I've decided on the games. Now I'll just make a spreadsheet, combining literally all the fish in every game I have, then eliminate the duplicates in favor of whatever game is easiest to get them in. Obviously, remove any entries locked behind time gates or super long progression. Maybe even choose an optimal play order or time to give each game. I should probably familiarize myself with the controls of the new games, not learn them as I play, I mean, right? So I guess that means I do some routing, and then I figure out how to get bait, and this, that. The day was here. This timer will stay in the corner, counting up to 24 hours exactly. I've already cleared any data in games with only one save file, but otherwise, creating a new save file has to be done on the clock. I stacked some energy drinks in the fridge, threw down a gallon jug of water on my desk, and prepped some performance enhancers. The time to get ready was over. With the press of a button, it was time to do only one thing. Fish. Corner Pond is technically the first game to be opened, and it will also stay open almost the entire challenge. I'm not keeping track of its unique catches. Hell, I don't even know what fish are available. There's no useful information anywhere online. So a couple clicks and a few catches later, it's time to tackle our first real game. Ellen is, a game. Basically, it's the ultimate RPG roguelike. You begin by making a character with choices ranging from playing as a human to a snail. Literal snail. You can play as a succubus and do nothing but perform Wonderwall in bars, or embark as a fairy dungeoneer to claim the secrets of the world for yourself. Maybe you just want to wander with your own isekai-esque party, complete with the goddess of luck in cat form, your older younger sister, and Big Daddy. To be honest, I've put about 30 hours into the game and haven't even beat the first boss, but I've enjoyed every second. In the time that I have played it though, I've found that if you think you ever hit a wall, you probably just don't know about some super niche tech that has exactly 1.5 use cases. You'll see what I mean in a bit, so just put a pin in that for now. All in all, the game's phenomenal. Today though, we're just here to fish. Specifically, we need an easy way to fish while setting up Corner Pond. I have to get Corner Pond online as fast as possible, and Ellen has a very OSRS-like AFK fishing mechanic. but with a more accessible loot pool. And, since Ellen operates on turns, if I'm not actively doing anything, then nothing will happen. So I can't get jumped randomly while I'm trying to refill my bait in Corner Pond. So, while I'm farming and getting bait in Ellen, we'll just be upgrading Corner Pond to about the first threshold of AFK. With that in mind, how do we actually get bait? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here, let's just take the pin out, and so, first we're going to spam all the available quests, making sure to get the starter axe and the little girl pet. The little girl is infinitely stronger than we are at the moment, and more importantly, she can respawn. Then we use the axe to chop trees for logs, make a workbench, then a sawmill, then turn the logs to planks in the sawmill to make a table and chair, and then make a tinker's table with the table and chair to make a hammer. Back to the workbench, we make a fishing rod and some string. Running to the world map, we then travel to the beach to chop palulu trees. Any enemies that aggro on us while we're traveling will be attacked by the little girl, transferring their aggro to her. That saves us the time of defending ourselves while we get big leaves. This lets us make tight rope, which is strong enough to make a noose, and in turn lets us make a compost box. Now we travel to every possible forest, exit, harvest flowers and saplings. These give us flowers and sticks, which will be useful in a second. Once we have enough for now, we return home and drop all the flowers on the ground. We then use our hammers to disassemble them into edible leaves. We use those with the sticks we collected to make raw food arrows at a ratio of 1 leaf and 1 stick to 40 arrows. Then we leave those in the compost box and harvest more flowers and sticks while we wait for them to decompose. Once they're done decomposing, we disassemble the fertilizer into corpses and then craft the corpses into bait at a 1-to-1 ratio. Then we fish, while more raw food arrows decompose into fertilizer, and we can also loop the fish we're catching into the compost box to make more bait. And that is my step-to-step tutorial on becoming a master baiter in Ellen. If that sounded unbelievably intricate and stupid, it is. That is also my complete pitch for you to play Ellen. The game fucks. Anyways, we really are just fishing and making bait till we get all the fish in the list. And a couple hours later, we give up on the last two. Okay, so I have to take a detour for a second. The shark is a 1 in 100 chance. The ancient fish is a 1 in 200 chance. The deep sea fish is a 1 in 1,000 chance. Guess which of those I got 3 in a row of, and the others none of? That's right, the fucking deep sea fish. Anyways, that's Ellen. Play the game.
The people of these archipelagos survive off the fish alone. Yet lately, the fish have begun mutating as community elders speak of ancient transgressions and eldritch horrors. You, an angler from the outside, are simply here to help provide a stable food source for the marrows. Yet, one turn after another, you find that these islands have a habit of dragging you deeper than you ever expected.
Truthfully, Dredge is more of a horror game with fishing in it. A lot of fishing. To be specific, 151 unique types of fish in the base game, which is including all aberrations. Perfect for our needs. The only problem, however, is that I've never actually played the game. I mean, I played a couple casual hours in preparation, but I experienced nothing. Especially not anything useful for what was to come. Holy shit! Additionally, this was the game I was going to spend the most time with. It had the most fish, obviously. Comparative to the other games, it was also less RNG dependent for finding these unique fish, and was therefore significantly easier to route for. Collect all the fish and aberrations in one of 5 main areas, then move to the next. Essentially, just one tutorial sits between us and 151 new catches. It's time to fish. Brood squid, is that a new one? Blue crab. There's 2. Maybe we get the rock crab right here. Oh my god, we're crazy on the sticks. You can't tell by this masochistic challenge. I really do like fishing games. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I got... What the fuck is that? That's just not That's just nasty. But that is 100, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it as 100. Even if it is fake fish. Oh shit! Just give me one. That's all I need. I'm agreed. Tarpon. Fire. When I was planning the 24 hours originally, I honestly didn't know how long to spend on each game. I figured I would just go until I hit a stopping point. So, with that mindset, I proceeded to almost beat the entire game. It reached a point around hour 7 where I became this small, fragile dredge boat that I've been maneuvering throughout these islands. My mental state was truly one with the waves, washing in and washing out with the tide. My eyes see only circling fish on the water. My skin feels only the breeze of my ceiling fan. Holy shit, I've been sitting for so fucking long. When was the last time I ate? What time is it? Oh my god. Looking back on it now, this is truly the time where I started to lose it. My energy drinks were getting opened, my water was needing to be refilled, my bladder was needing to be emptied. I had to keep taking breaks to get up and eat, or even just to have the occasional stretching break. It was starting to get to me. 24 hours. I had worked the entire day before, starting this challenge at 8 p.m. on a Sunday, going till 8 p.m. on a Monday. So, at about this point, I had been up for almost 24 hours already, with another 12 to 14 to go. How was I going to manage this? Could I even manage this? I mean, I had already caught myself dozing off in my seat several times and we're only on hour 9. But I decided that instead of worry about the future, I should focus on the present. All of the fish that could be easily caught without too much RNG reliability had. Our ending total was around 105 fish. Therefore, it was time to put Dredge away and open up our next game. If you like fishing games, you either fondly remember web fishing or you need to play it. A chat room island where you can relax and fish offline in your lonesome or join lobbies with people all over. I didn't get to play it during its heyday, so instead I'll have to settle for playing it now. There's not many mechanics, at least nothing too complex, so our game plan's pretty simple. Fish, sell, rush linear upgrades, repeat. The fish featured in web fishing are almost entirely grounded in reality, so we'll be looking to catch basically all of them, totaling around 70 when accounting for duplicates. Web fishing doesn't really have stakes. Sure, you can buy scratch-off tickets for fun, or if you're a speedrunner, customize your cutie patootie puppy or kitten and get all the upgrades, but nothing quite changes besides you. I enjoy that aspect of the game, and of fishing as a whole. Maybe I'm speaking out of my ass, but when I go fishing, it's not just for the sake of catching a fish. I mean, yes, I want to catch at least one, but I don't go in expecting to. In my amateur experience, I find it's more enjoyable to treat a fishing trip as an opportunity to unwind, an excursion engineered around relaxation. I realized, somewhere during the 7 hours I logged into this game, lost in its tranquility, that fishing is inherently meditative. You must be aware of your presence as to not scare a potential catch. Your rod exists as an extension of your limbs, a sixth sense that connects you to the water via a thin yet tensile line, both metaphorically and literally. Feeling the artificial disturbance in the water's surface tension caused by your bobber, slowly join the natural disruption of a fish taking gentle interest in your extension. As I said, I don't fish for trophy catches, and only rarely to eat. I do fish to give myself a space and time to challenge external stressors and ease internal turmoil. As a kid, I'm sure I never quite paid that much attention to it. Yet now, as I sit facing a digital interface designed to display fabricated simulations of this meditative phenomenon, I begin to find an organic synthesis of that sixth sense. The extension of myself, connected to the water, inviting a dialogue with a mute creature. Truthfully, I still struggle to verbalize what fishing means to me. However, that's all that we have time for today. With nearly all the fish caught in a healthy 6 hours, it was time to retire web fishing. I do want to say before we move on that I love this game. I want more games like it. I am also well aware of the so-called drama surrounding the developer, and without getting too into it, I do want to make myself clear. This channel is not a safe space for anyone who's racist, xenophobic, sexist, homophobic, the whole list. Free Palestine, free Congo, free Sudan, fuck ICE, fuck capitalism, fuck billionaires, fuck government. And if any of what I just said bothers you, go fuck yourself. On that note, though, I think we take our talents to a small town facing off against a mega corporation. With our skills, there has to be something we can do. Welcome to Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley needs no introduction. If you don't know it, go play it. If you do know it, go play it. After the video, I mean. Please don't stop watching yet. Anyways, yes, Stardew, the cozy farming simulator. At least that's what I would say if I've never played the game. Stardew is everything but cozy. If anything, it's the gateway drug into the hard shit like Factorio and RimWorld. Sure, you can play how you want, but if you're not checking the traveling merchant for red cabbage seeds to year 1 the community center, then you're literally not playing the game correctly. Fuck you, I don't care. Yes, I know there's a setting as well to guarantee a year 1 community center, but that's a cop-out for the fearful. Knowing this, I properly organized and color-coded this section of the spreadsheet to know what I needed from when and where. There's a couple we just aren't going for. Legend. And some I might take a rain check on, depending on where we're sitting. But, without further ado, let's get right into it. The spring fish are easy, especially for a seasoned veteran like me. So, after maybe 30 minutes to an hour of catching them, it's time to sleep. Summer comes around. The townspeople shoot us concerned looks as we dart through their backyards. Every second counts, I mutter as I full tilt towards the river. Disheveled from sleeping for an entire season, I break out my trusty rod and molding bait. To a master such as myself, even summerfish can't provide much of a challenge, but... Hello? Alright, so, this is, embarrassing. I recently built my first PC just a couple months ago now, and I just find out that I forgot to uninstall the virtual machine with 500 gigabytes of partition storage. So, 17 hours of footage at 60 frames a second and 4K resolution capped out the remainder of storage I had set for Windows, and cut my recording. Due to being unable to figure this out within the 2 hours of troubleshooting I did off stream, I instead made the decision to just cut the stream entirely and go to bed. I truthfully did want this to be all one stream, one session, one day. Instead, I spent that afternoon dejected, eating instant ramen and drinking the cheladas I'd already opened, before I passed out on my living room couch. It's over, I thought as I drifted off to sleep. There's nothing I can do. I have failed. However, in my sleep, I saw him. It's really him, the myth, the legend, the god of fishing himself. And he spoke to me.
Fish on.
I awoke in a frenzy, a quote so simple yet a new meaning had been unlocked in my head. I had no line, no sinker, no hook for a fish to bite. No, Jeremy Wade was not referring to that. Jeremy Wade was telling me to continue, to fight, to fish on. Almost immediately, the remaining 7 hours were scheduled for the next day at 9 a.m. I had 1 day to recover, but in the spirit of the challenge, no fishing or planning could occur until then. So, with nothing to do, back to sleep I went. This time, though, with this newfound purpose, steeped in honor. I do just want to say before we move on, thank you all for watching. I hope you've been enjoying it. If you got to this point, I'm assuming so, that or you fell asleep. Either way, thank you. If you don't mind, it'd mean a lot to me to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can to help boost the engagement. If you have little hype points, I don't really know how they work. It would be cool if you use them for me, but again, only if you feel like it. I have a lot of fun making these videos, but it's been almost a month since I originally recorded this and did the whole challenge. So feel free to check me out on stream as well. I stream right here on YouTube as well as on Twitch, also under Mostly Positive. There will be more challenges like this coming in the future, both on stream and edited into YouTube videos, so please support however you can. It's free and you can always take it back. Thank you again, and let's get right back into it. The next morning came. I figured that since I'm not sleep deprived, I might as well day drink to preserve the integrity of the challenge. Also, it's a fishing video. Drinking was inevitable. But before I knew it, 9 o'clock struck. I reopened Stardew and the challenge resumed. We cleared out summer in record time, sleeping then until fall. I did need to be mindful of any days where it rained, as there's some exclusives to catch then. Fall came around, and the townspeople now hid from my path. They knew it well, despite only witnessing my tyrannical parade once a season. Dashing through the square to the docks, from the docks to the forest, from the forest up the mountain, then back to my matchbox of a house, the fish of autumn did indeed fall, casting my gaze forward towards winter. Winter has the only true roadblock thus far. 2, actually. First, the glacier fish. I had hit level 7 fishing, making me eligible to attempt this monstrosity. However, I knew all too well its tricks. Loading up on custom bobbers and an iridium rod, I cast off the southern tip of Arrowhead Island for the beast. A short wait later, and my line nearly snapped as the godforsaken brute tried to pull me into the freezing lake. Any terrified amateur angler would be immediately thrown off their game, opting to sacrifice their rod as to not be pulled in and risk death. I, however, am not an inferior, fearful mortal. The glacier fish is. It just doesn't know it yet. And just like that, one roadblock down, one to go. The night market submarine. While not hosting another Fiend of the Depths, it was limited in time. Opening at 5 p.m., I had to waste time waiting. My pace was already slowing down from the burst that Dredge and web fishing provided. My ideal pace is around 10 fish an hour. To catch back up, we would need to catch all 3 night market fish on the first day, after which we would switch to our final game. So, after wasting the day idling about, it was time to descend to the depths. 1, 2, come on. Come on. Yes! That's what the fuck I'm talking about! Pronounced Terraria, this is simply one of my favorite games of all time. It doesn't need an introduction, not any more than Stardew does. Again, if you've played it, go play it again. If you haven't, then please leave this video, start downloading it now, and it will almost certainly be ready before the video's over. But now you at least have 200 hours of content for only $10. Terraria, to me, is actually a stark opposite to the meditative values that I associate with fishing. It's hell. I've made all my friends play every major content mod with me, and every time it was complete chaos and comedy. When it comes to fishing, though, it's always been a key element of Terraria. Mainly for potions, but also funny progression skips in past updates. Additionally, there's a mechanic called fishing power, which is not only unique, but also extremely nuanced. Like, what do you mean I get a +1 to my fishing power from sitting on a toilet as I cast? So, ending with this game truly would be the only fair way to complete the challenge, at least to me. The only issue? The slimy, lazy, arrogant, immature, overvalued, fuck-ass child that calls himself the angler. Nearly every single fish we wanted was locked behind him and his once per day fishing quests. Not to mention that in his supreme wisdom, he can repeat his fucking quests even if you have the criteria for ones you haven't seen yet. However, that actually ended up not being the biggest problem. In fact, the true challenge was forgetting about the challenge entirely and just playing the game. I mean, look, I can't defend this. I'm literally digging a elevator. This is pure muscle memory. And that pure muscle memory led me to catch a grand total of 0 new fish in 2 hours. Fuck. So, with the little time I had left, I collected a bucket of water for making full fishing ponds and slept through every hour of sunlight until 4:30 a.m. when the daily reset hit. And it's at this point, with only an hour left, that I realized exactly how long it takes to sleep through a whole day. Yeah, never mind. Fuck this game. And that was it. Time was up. I had survived. But that didn't matter to me. Not at all. All I could think about was what my final count was. Originally, I was going to wait until maybe a couple of days after, save it for the YouTube video to do the full count, the reveal to not only the viewers, you, but also myself. But I couldn't. I went back through every game using their built-in compendiums and whatever notes I had to check how many uniques I collected, tally them all up, and see the result in live time. So, oh shit, wait, hold on, Corner Pond's still running. Wait, fuck, why can't I pause it? Shit, god, fuck, I'll just count fast. Well, the count has been made. You may have noticed that throughout the video, I never actually called attention to the number in the top left, nor given the total possible number of fish. This is for 2 reasons. First, the stream number relied on me remembering to tally up, which, I'll let you know now, spoiler alert, I was not very good at. Second, I wanted to keep some open-ended suspense, as any good YouTuber would. But it's now time to spill the beans. The total number we could have caught, excluding Corner Pond, which will be important later, is 358. Pretty high, honestly, and a decent of those are so strongly luck-based that it's not even funny. My original goal was to get 250, averaging barely over 10 an hour. Not a bad estimate, but remember that this number is wrong. So let's break it down by game. In Ellen, we got 27 of 31. In Dredge, we got 89 of 151. In Web Fishing, we got 59 of 72. In Stardew, we got 36 of 49. And finally, Terraria with 10 of 55. Yeah, let's just ignore that one. In total, though, that puts us at a very respectable 221 of 358. Not bad at all. Under the original pace, sure, but it was a bad call trying to get all 55 available in Terraria with a new save in only 3 hours. I would be happy with 221 under normal circumstances. However, those are not the circumstances that occurred. I said at the beginning of the video that Corner Pond could either be the MVP or completely fucking forgotten. After running the numbers, though, I have to say that it could be up for some hardware. 24 hours of non-stop fishing ended up netting us 53 fish of a possible 57. That's about 93% caught. That's better than almost every other game. More fish and catches than Ellen, completely AFK, almost entirely unique, and brought our average up to 11.4 fish an hour. MVP caliber for sure. Which means our final total is 274 of a possible 415. That is exactly 66%, so nearly 2/3 of everything that was possible. Yeah, I'll take that. Now, I could relax. I felt Jeremy Wade's protection leave, the sound of a bobber hitting the water faded, and my PC was begging to be turned off. Which concludes the challenge. Out of respect for myself, I even took a little trip to the mountains and went fly fishing for the second time ever. If you know how to fly fish or look at my form, please don't. I don't know what I'm doing. I just wanted to be outside. I wanted to meditate. I wanted to complete my understanding. I wanted to fish in real life. So fish I did. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate you all staying until the end if you're seeing this. This is my first real video edited on my new PC and my first time using Premiere Pro, so I was learning as I went. It shows in some areas, I'm sure, but overall I'm really proud of being able to accomplish this in the past month while working 35 hours a week. That said, if you got this far, you might as well like the video and comment your favorite fish. While you're down there, if you want to see more, then just make sure to subscribe. I really do dream to make this kind of thing my full-time job, but I can't do that without you. So, thank you again for sticking with me through this whole journey. I'll see you when I see you, but until then, stay creative. Bye. P.S. in case you were wondering, no, I didn't catch a single fish during the several hours I was on this river, so you can stop watching now. I promise there's nothing else.